Okay, so perhaps the app isn't working because the operating system doesn't support it. When it comes to emotional intelligence, sometimes learning the skill is not enough. For example, sometimes learning the skill of emotional self-awareness, which is really understanding how we create our emotions, both from the subtleties of our emotional experiences, having robust language to describe that, but also recognizing the thinking that contributes to how we create our emotions, our past experiences, how our brain predicts the future. All of these elements come together to create how we experience emotions, how we create those emotions. And this, in essence, is our emotional self-awareness. Now, when we think about this particular skill, learning this skill, we might not be as great at it because the operating system doesn't support use of this skill. So let me show you something. Emotional self-awareness is supported by 3 other emotional intelligence skills. So we can consider that this is part of the operating system. And so when do we struggle with our emotional self-awareness, and recognizing the subtlety of an emotion coming on might be when we're super stressed out. Maybe we don't have powerful coping strategies. And so under high stakes, high pressure situations, we don't notice our emotions getting the better of us and getting in the driver's seat, and then being part of what drives our then behavior, our emotional expression, which is constructive use of our emotions, and then articulating them effectively, both verbally and non-verbally. And so if we consider that we aren't good at doing this in certain situations with certain people, maybe even under certain circumstances, like in the workplace, you may notice in the workplace, you don't emotionally express yourself as well as you do in your personal life. Then in workplace situations, you might not be paying attention to the subtleties of emotional experiences and how they're impacting your behavior with other people. And then the big kicker is reality testing. Our emotional intelligence skills are only really as proficient as when they're stress tested. And so when we're in high stress situations, how objective are we about what is going on? And when we think about the operating system, how we create our emotions, if we happen to not be objective about what's really going on in the situation, if we're judgmental, if we're critical, if we're telling ourselves stories, if we're placing ourselves in the position of the victim and others in the position of the villain, if we create stories of inaccuracy, meaning I didn't really have a conversation to find out what the person was thinking, but I guessed what they were thinking, and then I told myself that was the truth, then our lack of objectivity will drive emotional experiences that are not appropriate for the situation. So maybe the app isn't working because the operating system doesn't support it.